Here's Mitchell Trubisky. Yes, we have to get used to Mitchell Trubisky, not Mitch, the quarterback out of North Carolina, #1 on many people's boards.
Yeah, and look, I don't really care what the quarterback numbers are when you look at the vertical jump. He's a good athlete. He's a functional athlete. Can do everything you need to do.
I just got to think about it. Oh, Marshall's quarterback is Pennington.
Yeah, 3 for 3, baby.
Well, here's Mitchell Trubisky of North Carolina.
I have issues with one-year starters, especially at this position, but his tape was the most consistent of any quarterback in this draft class.
4.71.
And he's athletic.
David Carr, part of our broadcast team, as he has been all day, David, who again surprised a lot of people yesterday by saying he wanted to go by the name of Mitchell instead of Mitch. One of my favorite tweets I saw in regards to that was somebody tweeted out, "Lighten up, Francis." I knew I'd mention that to you as he runs a 4.67. Wow.
Nice. I'm thinking of going with Michael as opposed to Mike from now on.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'd like all the fonts to now change. Well, he played behind Petty for 2 or 3 years. Then when he finally got his shot in 2015, he hurt his neck. Then he comes back this year and it's an ankle.
Breaks his ankle, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some talent. You can just see that throw there. I mean, whether or not it's a high throw, the ball jumped out of his hands.
Yep.
Is that Mitch?
This is Mitch right here, yep. And Mitch, too, he's another guy. Mitchell, yeah. I mean, he even had some throws in the gauntlet where he kind of had to wait a little bit and he kind of flipped it sidearm. So you can tell he's got some athletic ability, too. He's not afraid to let it go from a different platform, too.
No,
physical guy.
I thought his tape was real. I mean, he frustrated me a little bit. The best tape, I think, of all the quarterbacks, but in the bowl game, he made 2-3 big-time throws in the last 2 minutes of the game against Stanford to bring them back.
Some life, so football's fun for him. That's what you want to see too when you're down here with these guys.
Right.
Is a guy that just enjoys the game, enjoys going out there and throwing it. And it's not hard for him. It's effortless.
Dave, it's amazing you bring up that point because I've been here for quite a few years and enjoying the combine.
I think on the second day probably. I think his teammate, the left tackle Forrest Lamp, could go the first night.
Trubisky dropping one into Thomas of Connecticut.
Another good throw.
Yeah, it's a nice height too.
Catch the football.
Does not appear Greg Ward's working out today, Mike.
Yeah, I
in
know.
Way, shape, or form.
I know. I'm bummed out. Really wanted to see him. He was an electric quarterback. I couldn't wait to see him catch routes. I guess he's trying to get some extra time practicing before his pro day, unless he's got a physical thing. And again, most of these kids, you can't reinforce it enough. People talk about the difference in the spread versus going under center and conventional NFL offenses. And it starts with who calls the play. Are you looking over to the sideline, or are the coaches doing all the work for you?
Right. 47. I appreciate this from the family.
Happy birthday, buddy.
My fam right here.
Greg Olson going to be joining us.
That's good.
Minus the cupcake when the tight ends come out. I'll just mention it here. You'll see who shortly and what. But there's 3 new best broad jumps in the tight end group. 3.
You know, his production, we all saw first game of the year. We weren't really sure. I'll never forget, we go down there, not really quite sure. We kind of, as an offense and as a team, had an up and down preseason, and he goes out and throws for 460 yards in the first game of his career down in Arizona. And we were like, man, we might be onto something with this guy.
Well, he was comfortable in that building. That's where he won his national championship game.
And he had 2 good games in a row there.
He did.
Yep.
Brady Quinn, Gaines Adams, Adam Carricker. You were on him.
Not very well, apparently.
Well, 8th overall on the draft board.
It was a good class. You look
Chris
back,
Houston.
there's a couple guys that were out, but that's a pretty good class.
Amobi Okoye, and then Darrell Revis, 11th. 16th, you had Patrick Willis. 17th, you know who your top second running back was off the draft board?
No.
Marshawn Lynch. Come on, man. You were on it.
No, I'm still upset about Jamarcus Russell.
So are the Raiders.
Al Davis, and I can say this now, but Al Davis interviewed me for a job back in those days, and I never told anybody that.